What's up, familia? Welcome inside the big rig. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping it between the lines. Got your load secure. Alright, let's get into a scary trucker story. Shouts to Red Owl. That's where it's coming from.
It was March 2008, and I found myself making my usual rounds as a truck driver, delivering cargo to remote locations across the US. This time, I was assigned to a forested area in eastern Oregon, and for once, I felt a certain excitement about the job. My name is Donovan Hendricks, and it had been nearly 6 months since I last delivered a shipment to such a picturesque location. The novelty of being surrounded by nature usually made for a pleasant change of pace. Driving along the winding roads that snake through the dense pine trees, the sweet scent of vegetation thick in the air, I suddenly...
Alright, let me say this, man. I've said this before. Okay? You can truck it through some very, very nice places, man. You know, where you're out in the wilderness and it looks beautiful. Those places can turn dangerous like that. And there's not a lot of reception when it comes to, you know, using your cell phone and all. And if you run into some major problems, it's going to take a while for somebody to get to you. So, I mean, some of those places are very nice, very beautiful, all that good stuff, right? But, oh man, it could be some of the most dangerous places as well.
I came across an unusual sight. A row of barbed wire fences stretched alongside the road, seeming to protect a large swath of land hidden beneath a cover of trees. As curious as it made me feel, that too had its charm. What on earth could be so valuable or dangerous to warrant such an extensive security measure in the middle of nowhere? Just then, my mind went into overdrive as an idea slowly formulated. Hey, maybe there's buried treasure out here. I chuckled to myself, knowing better but feeling momentarily like the protagonist of my very own adventure movie. By late afternoon, the sun hung low in the sky as I reached my drop-off point, an old abandoned logging camp with dilapidated cabins and machinery scattered throughout. Quickly realizing that this spot must be part of my client's property, hence the elaborate fence system, I couldn't help but wonder what they were planning to do with all this land. Unaware that any troubles lay ahead, I carried on with my work routine as usual. Within mere moments, however, everything changed. As I loaded off my cargo near one of the old cabins, I caught sight of a
Okay, real quick. That does happen every so often. It's happened to me where you go to make a delivery and you know beforehand that you're gonna be the only one there. You know, they give you a code or whatever, right, to get into the gate, whatever it may be, and they know you're gonna be the only one there. He just says cargo, so I'm not really sure what he's delivering, but yeah, dog, I think it was at one time, I think it was in Oxnard. I was the only one there, man, and I was working overnights, and must have been, I don't know, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I was the only one there unloading with the electrical pallet jack, and they gave me some sort of code to get into the gate. So, but yeah, I was the only one there, and that was the time that I saw some homeless guy come out of the trailer. That was pretty freaky. So yeah, it's not too unusual. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's not that unusual.
You're watching me from within. At first glance, he appeared to be an ordinary man wearing ragged clothing. However, looking closer revealed a deeply off-putting visage. The man radiated an unnerving and sinister energy, allowing a malevolent glint in his dark eyes to distort his ragged features further. Deeply scarred flesh across his cheek and an unnaturally twisted smile heightened my anxiety. My heart pounded ferociously in my chest as the man began to step out of the cabin with slow, intentional movements. I tried my best to stifle the panic that surged through me when he produced a large and gruesome-looking axe from behind his back.
Oh, damn.
"Hey, can I help you?" I stammered, unable to halt the torrent of adrenaline coursing through my veins. Still, no response came from him, not even a hint of acknowledgement. In an attempt to put some distance between myself and this terrifying figure, I cautiously backed towards my truck with one eye still fixed on him. Unfortunately, this also put my cargo loading plans on hold, which eventually led me to make the heartbreaking decision to call for help over the radio.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
As I nervously explained my predicament over the airwaves, the urge to laugh at my own absurdly childish situation nearly overwhelmed me. It was hardly unusual for truckers working remote areas in this day and age to encounter ruffians. Hadn't I seen enough movies about highwaymen? And yet, deep down, something felt inexplicably different. If only they could see what I'm up against right now. I joked with my dispatcher before breaking off in a hollow laugh. "This guy looks like he's gonna turn me into his next piece." I received little comfort from those waiting on the other end of my plea. "Hang tight. We'll have someone out there in about 45 minutes. I froze, waiting for the imminent...
Damn. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. When you're out in some of these areas, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. You run into some problems, man. So it's gonna take a minute or two. 45 minutes, who knows what can happen in that time, dog.
Arrival of help. In the meantime, the man with the sinister presence continued to approach me menacingly, each step as deliberate and painful as the one before it. "What do you want?" I asked, trying to mask my terror. Still no response or change in his expression. In desperation, I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. As quickly as I could, I relayed my location and the situation to the operator, who assured me that the police were on their way. Minutes felt like hours as I kept an eye on the menacing figure. He strode closer and closer, his twisted smile never leaving his face.
Damn, how far
The
away
hand
is he?
gripping the axe began to shake slightly, almost imperceptibly, a threat unlike anything I had ever experienced. Suddenly, a siren's wail pierced through the tense air. The terrifying man stopped in his tracks, his eyes darting towards the direction of the sound. Police vehicles pulled up at breakneck speeds with officers piling out, weapons at the ready. "Drop your weapon!" one officer barked at the man. Reluctantly, he let go of his grip on the axe, letting it fall to the ground with a disheartening clang. As more officers streamed into action surrounding him, he seemed unfazed by their presence while he slowly raised his hands and surrendered. They handcuffed him without resistance. As the police went about running checks and collecting statements from those nearby, I watched this unnerving figure from a distance. Even now, cornered and captured, he maintained that sinister aura. Eyes still narrow, slits filled with unquenchable loathing. One of the officers approached me for my statement. He revealed that they were familiar with this man's background, an ex-convict who had done time for particularly brutal murders involving victims' dismemberments using axes and knives.
What?
He had a
Wait. Hold on. Wait a second. They know who this guy is because he's been incarcerated before for murders and dismemberment. What the hell is this guy doing now?
just been released from prison weeks prior.
What the heck?
I shuddered at the thought of what could have happened if help hadn't arrived so quickly. The officer extended his hand at me, offering condolences and promises for prosecution to the fullest extent of the law. That night I couldn't sleep, and for weeks afterward, any creaking in the darkness would send a shiver down my spine. The overwhelming sense of being watched by that twisted face made me keep one eye on my mirrors while working on those remote roads. In time, the days following that incident blurred together, as did the court proceedings. Life slowly continued on as it does, but I could not shake the feeling that, at any moment, I might encounter another glimpse of hidden evils waiting to pounce. Months later, I received a phone call from that same officer who had informed me about the horrifying events from that fateful day. He said that the man would not be leaving prison again anytime soon. His previous crimes, paired with his menacing behavior and new attempted acts of terror, had placed him securely behind bars for good. As afraid as I had been in those moments when faced with unimaginable horror, I knew now that there was no need to worry any longer. The misery this man brought onto others would finally come to an end. As life continued to move forward, slightly less burdened than before, every now and then, memories of him would resurface, reminding me of how lucky I was to be alive and how vigilant one must be no matter where life might lead them. A simple job like mine can still be interrupted by unexpected terrors lurking in shadows.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so look. I don't know if he was really that threatened, which you should be, especially if there's a dude with an axe coming at you, right? Why just get back in the truck and take off, man? Like, screw this. I'm out, homie. It's not like his truck was broken down. He was there to make a delivery. So I don't know why he just didn't get back in the truck and take off, man. That's about the little siren in here, but yeah, he could have just done that. One thing that didn't quite make sense to me in this one is that how far away was the man? Because he was saying as he kept walking closer, each step, you know, whatever he was saying, each step was more gruesome, like just like the first or whatever, right? If it took the officers after he called 911, because I guess first he called dispatch, but if it took the officers a few minutes to get there, how long does it take to walk to that dude's truck, man? How far away was this guy? So that's where I was kind of a little perplexed. Like, wait, damn, how slow is this dude walking? Is he taking one step and then waiting 5 minutes and then take another step? But nonetheless, what the heck was this guy doing out? If he had been locked up for murder and dismemberment of bodies, like, what's this guy doing out again? But anyway, familia, I'll leave you guys right there, man. As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live. Below to makes family. Until next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker.